Say you don't know. Say you don't know how I feel. How I feel. Hello, folks. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. I'm not going to read a poem to you. I'm just going to talk about a moment I had today with some thoughts came through my head and I wrote it on paper and I would like to read it off to you. You know, we have a lot going on in this country right now with the election coming up, the virus running rampant, the storms blowing down houses, a few people died, the fires in California, some people died there and lost their homes also, and most of all, the murders of black men by white police officers. So I wrote my thoughts down and this is what I was thinking for a moment today. Sitting in anxiety, sleeping in anxiety, there's no rest for a black man like me these days. Checking my window, checking my door, just in case the popo comes to the wrong house, because these days it doesn't matter to them if you end up dead. I am the black man that they so constantly are on the hunt for. 6 feet tall, with the darkest skin of them all. It does not matter if we fit the description. Sometimes my tears roll down my face several times a day. I cry for those who have no shade, for those who covet what they have. My fears I cannot hold inside anymore. I know everything is not all right. I cannot walk the street as I used to. I feel like we are being cornered into behaving ourselves in a certain manner. At this time, those who want to come here to this country with dreams like I did, it's better for them to put their dreams into their sons' and daughters' children's head. I feel like we have been set back a little. And it will take time to reclaim that growth. I don't drive anymore, even though I have a vehicle. I just don't want to be pulled over anymore. So I just walk every place I want to go. Walking is not much better anyway. I still get looks and sometimes followed. In my neighborhood at the end of the month, it's better to stay off the streets. When any of the popo don't have an arrest for the month, they come out in packs to find easy targets to arrest. And they don't care as long as they get somebody. I know 2 of my sons were once accosted for eating cheese doodles and chips while they were walking back from the store. If you are not afraid, you are a liar or a damn fool. I don't go too far from home anymore, and I'm constantly looking over my shoulders when I do. When I venture out, the first thing that comes to my mind is today the day. I was for years a positive man that survived a lot and cared mostly about those who have nothing and those who got lost along the way. Nowadays, I have to battle those same people as I walk down the street because they are angrier and no longer choose their victims. In today's world, it's important you push your chest out and walk sternly just so you don't become a victim. You're not even safe in your own home. When someone knocks on my door without calling me first, my blood pressure goes up. And I never answer. I just remain silent. My door is no longer an opening and welcoming place. It's hard not to see it any other way. I have not slept in about 4 years very well. You can't travel now because of the virus. And things are so bad that if your house is unoccupied for too long, when you come back, someone might be moved into it. People are losing their rental spaces. Some are losing their homes, and some are moving to more peaceful locations if they can find it. There is no doubt that America is shaken at its roots. And before long, we will see the core. God has given black people more water than any other race. I don't see where we are finding the tears these days, with the pain being so great. When a black man is murdered by a popo, a little bit of us die with him. How many times can we withstand the treatment that we are receiving before the dam breaks? It's not easy being a black man. We have to be invisible, not to be ending up in a fray every time we leave the house. Most nights I stay up just listening for noises around the house. I know the popo like to come into your home around 4 a.m. in the morning. So I sleep when they sleep. I have adapted. Knowing if I don't, the alternative could put me behind to staying as safe as possible as I can be. I am constantly thinking about my sons and grandsons. I hope I taught them well. I'm always worried about them and getting pulled over by the cops while they're driving for any reason at all. Today is like any other day. I am thinking about, did I prepare well enough for when the election happens? I'm praying for a peaceful election. But there's this little thing in the back of my head for the past 2 years that says there will be a huge difference in the street in America around election time. War in the streets and the door-to-door fighting. No matter who wins, there will be a lot of sentiments, and the pain will be felt in all corners of the globe. Yet I pray for God to have this situation in His hands. The power of a black man is not taken for granted. And that's why we are having so many problems with those who are weaker. They feel weak. They're fair. Why? We are living where we are not wanted. We are marrying those who have been forbidden for many years. The white man is angry. They work overtime to make sure their daughters continue to think their way. A black man has passion. We dream just like anyone else. We don't have fortunes put aside for us by our grandparents to let us get started in life. We have to work harder and longer hours for less money. We have to keep proving ourselves. And even when we have our own business, that we are worthy of. I went to a customer's home one day in a rich white neighborhood. The woman came to the door and she asked me where the boss was, calling my name. I told her that it was me. And she was very surprised, with such a look on her face. I charged her just like I would charge anyone else, and she looked shocked that I was so cheap. I did get a lot of work from her and was recommended to others. People look at us like we're not supposed to own anything. There is no rest for a black man and a black woman. We are weary and will fight on thinking of those who will come after us. like those who died 55 years ago or more. They left us something to fight for and reasons why we should fight on. There are better days after the rainfall. I don't think about tomorrow anymore. I have to protect today. And that's a lot of work. I love this country. I came here as an immigrant, and I did what I could to help make this country better in my own small way. I am sure my story is like a lot of people's stories. Most of us came here with our parents, and we had no choice. We made America our home, and now we have to fight to keep it. Why are we being treated like this way? Fear. And the story will continue by those who come after us. I hope we did enough to give them a chance to live with dignity on God's green earth. Thank you. Say you don't know. Say you don't know. Oh, how I feel. How I feel.